Okay, in this video what I wanted us to look at was, again, another specific scenario where we might be having to make, rhythmic chord choices based off, based off the different chord voicings that we want to use. So for argument's sake, let's say somebody said to you, I don't know, let's say someone said, okay, we're going to play this track. Let's say they told you the chords were C, A minor, F to G. Okay, so it's like, a track that's in the key of C. Right, so the first thing that I think when I hear those chords is I want to know what type of mood we want to create. And that's a great starting place for when you're deciding what chords you're going to play and then what rhythmic options you might want to take. And of course those two things influence one another. That's the whole point of this section, yeah? The chords you want to play, the rhythmic options, they influence one another. It's a chicken and egg thing. You have to bounce them both back and forth against one another. So, but the starting point is, what mood do I want to create? What's the vibe of this track? What emotion do I want the person who's listening to this? What do I want them to feel? What do I want the audience or the listener to feel when they hear this song? So let's say, for example, the chords are C, A minor, F and G. Well, that's cool, but what mood do we want to create? Is it a rock track? Is it a ballad? Is it a, like an introspective, kind of chilled song? Is it kind of joyous and uplifting? There's so many different things that can influence the choices that you take. But I want you to start thinking of these things and understanding that your options are almost limitless on the instrument. As your chord knowledge improves, as your rhythmic ability improves, you can express anything on the guitar, So let's say, for example, it was like a chilled, like jazzy, relaxing, smooth kind of song. And the chords were C, A minor, F to G. So right, this is the steps that I would suggest you go through. So your starting point, might be, okay, let's think about it from an open chord point of view. So we've got our C, we've got an A minor, we've got our F, and we've got our G. Okay, so that might be your starting point, but we want to iterate on your starting point, okay? So we've got our C chord, A minor, F, G. But it's a really chilled song. Remember, it's a jazzy track. Let's just imagine that's what we're shooting for here. So okay, so let's think of other ways where we could explore that C. We could play the C here as a movable A shape. We could play it up here as a movable E. We could play it as a G or a D shape, but don't really sound great with either of them. So we've got three options there: open C, C on the 3rd fret, and C up here on the 8th fret. Okay. Where are we going next? We're going to A minor. So if we went for this option here, we'd go to our A minor here, or here. Yeah, these are all the things that you're scanning through in your mind. Where am I going next? Where would I be well positioned for that? So I think for me personally, I would prefer to go from this C to this A minor. Just because there's a nice descending run between them. And we could come down to the F here and then go back to the G. So let's kick that around. Let's see where this leads us, okay? So it's really chilled, remember, this track. We know our imaginary track. So it might be that we wanted to play it as something like where we're kind of articulating individual notes or grouping the strings into low, mid and high. Then it would sound something like... Yeah, that sounds pretty relaxing, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, it's okay, but it's not quite evoking that relaxing, jazzy feel that we want. So let's try if we switch this and we went more fingerpicky. Yeah, maybe that would create a different feel. Straight away, I'm liking this more because it feels warmer. We're not getting the attack from the pack. Okay, that's more, I think that's softer. We're on the right track. What I don't like in that setting is the strings squeaks as I'm moving down. I find that a bit disturbing on a really soft, gentle track like this. Now, of course, I could put some fast fret on the guitar or could try and move my hands away. I think what I prefer would be to switch back down to the open chords and finger pick this one. I hope you find this useful as like an insight into the journey that you go on as a guitarist of refining a sound. The chords are just your starting position. Okay, I'm going to go back to the open chords now. I'm finger picking this, and I'm going to see how that sounds. I like that. It's softer, it's warmer, it feels a bit more human somehow. And if that's the vibe we're going for with this relaxing song, it makes sense. If we wanted to tweak this and make it even more jazzy and relaxing, then we could modify one of the chords here. We could change the A minor to an A minor 7. That would give us a more relaxing, jazzy feel. So it will become... Can you hear how that sounds warmer again, softer? Okay, so now I feel like we've dialed this in. Yeah, we started off quite broad. Let's try this, let's try that, yeah. But at each stage, we're iterating and changing and modifying what we're playing. We're kind of sculpting it really, aren't we? To make it suit exactly what we need. Yeah, I think I much prefer that iteration of the track that we've just played. Now, if it was a completely different genre, let's pick something like completely different. Let's say the chords were still C, A minor, F, G, but it was a rock track that we were playing. So in that scenario, to me, I want to jump and play fifths. I want to play power chords straight away. Same chords, but listen to how different it would sound. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We went really downstrokey there. We were just playing the strings 4, 5 and 6. Same chords, completely different feel. So I hope you found this useful. I don't know, I don't want this section or these scenarios to be sort of self-indulgent, but what I want them to be is for you to have a kind of window into my mind almost, into how I think about, my chord choices and how they affect my rhythmic options. And speaking personally, how we've done it in this video is exactly how it works for me. Maybe there are some superhuman guitarists out there who, they just know exactly what they're going to do before they play. But at least for me, it never ever happens that way. It's something where, you try something, you see if it works, you tweak it, you make it a bit better. And of course, as your chord knowledge and your rhythmic technique knowledge improves, then more of these options become available to you. But I hope you found this useful in terms of understanding how the chord shapes dictate what rhythmic options you can explore, and vice versa. No, I want the rhythm to be more like this. Well, I'll have to change this chord shape to be this. We could spend, there could be a whole course just on this one topic. There's so much more that we could explore here. But I hope you just found this useful as a kind of practical application of some of the concepts that we've discussed. I hope you enjoyed these videos. We've focused, specifically on rhythm, right-hand techniques. How do we get the most out of, all of your rhythmic ability that you have as a guitarist to create colour and texture and variety in the things that you play. I hope you found this useful. And if you've enjoyed these lessons, you'll absolutely love our Rhythm Master program. I'm really excited to finally have this ready to share with you all. And in the next video, I'll give you some more information on that. Rhythm Master focuses exclusively on your right hand, creating rise and fall in the music, percussive guitar techniques, partial strumming, strumming patterns, how to feel timing, everything you can think of to do with rhythm is inside this course. So yeah, I'll drop you an email soon with details of that. In the meantime, please leave a comment below that tells us what you'd most want to find inside this new guitar program of ours. We want to make sure that this is the best guitar program that we've ever put together, and we would really love your feedback. So if you could leave a comment below now that just says, what's the one area of your rhythmic guitar playing that you'd like to improve? And yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. I hope you found these videos useful, and please leave us a comment below.